and welcome to our staff development videos. My name's Ruth. I'm one of the Careers Learning Development Managers at the Lee Academies Trust. So this video is all about the careers learning outcomes that we want students to learn from our careers programs and activities. Learning outcomes you want that student to get from that lesson or from that series of lessons. It's about what are they learning, what impact is this activity and this careers program having on our students. So I'm going to talk through those now. I'm going to base this on the 10 simplified points rather than the 17 points that the Career Development Institute adhere to. But the 17 points that the Career Development Institute has is incorporated into the 10 learning points that we are going to adapt at the Trust. The first one is self-awareness. Ability to form an honest self-appraisal, interests, attitudes, their future aspirations. Secondly, we want to look at personal autonomy. Personal autonomy is about managing yourself as an individual, staying motivated, knowing what motivates you, having a growth mindset, being able to reflect, being able to grow, being able to identify how you need to grow as a person as well as in their academic studies. Exploring careers and work. Looking at the different industries, the different job sectors and the different roles within those sectors that they might be able to go into in the future. Learning about those roles, learning about what a good day would look like in that role, what a bad day might look like in that role, what qualifications are needed to do that role. Is a degree needed? Can I do it with an apprenticeship? It's also about knowing the purpose of work and being able to locate work, knowing how to find suitable and meaningful work and where that fits into that person's individual life. Investigating labour market information. A lot of people seem to think labour market information is just about job vacancies. It's a whole lot more than that. Developing on from point number 3 where they're learning about careers and work and the world of work, they are learning about that they're deepening that knowledge by looking at actual labour market information. And it's also knowing about reliable information, knowing the difference between biased information and independent information. And if something is biased, balance that up against something else, having the full range of information available, knowing about the different pathways available to them. This is point number 5, or skill number 5. Being inclusive and collaborative. It's about working with others, but it's also understanding and appreciating the differences between people, valuing the differences, understanding that people have different backgrounds, different interests. People have different races, they have different religions. Number 6, understanding health and safety. So this is about looking at safe practices in the workplace. It's also about well-being. Mental health well-being can come into this. So if you do anything on your PSHE around this, or even in your subjects around this, teaching them about how to stay safe, how to keep others safe, what's your responsibility, even work experience. There are certain rules you've got to abide by. Those rules are there to keep you and others safe. Number 7, enterprise and experience. So this includes your work experience, your experiences of workplaces, Gatsby number 5 and Gatsby number 6. Utilising those opportunities, networking, locating those opportunities, going about finding work experience for themselves, doing voluntary work maybe. It's about getting involved, knowing how to reflect on experiences as well to gain more information about different pathways and different jobs and the world of work in general. Number 8, managing finances, being able to manage a personal budget. To understand about this because they need to understand about salaries and what kind of income is needed for independent living for when they're older. They need to understand about finances when it comes to higher education. They need to understand finances if they're going to go into an apprenticeship. They need to know about what grants and what funding is available. So it's all about managing your personal budget and contributing to a household budget. Eventually they're going to be doing this later down the line, so it's about teaching them how to go about this. Number 9, decide, plan and prepare. This is about making decisions, so identifying options and making decisions based on those options, exploring the pros and cons of different options, different pathways available, planning ahead, making a plan in terms of, I'm going to go to an open evening, I'm going to talk to my teacher in sixth form about what it's like to do geography A-level, or what it's like to do media studies at A-level. I'm going to go to sixth form and do A-levels, or I'm going to do an apprenticeship, or I'm going to have a backup plan in case things go wrong. This also includes preparing in terms of understanding CVs and how to write one, understanding interview skills and understanding application processes. That will include applying to UCAS and how to go about that. Number 10 is adapting. A key area of careers, education and guidance. Managing transitions. It's about showing resilience, learning how to handle yourself in new opportunities, new situations where you don't know anyone and the place is new and you don't know your way around, or even when you're in your same academy, say if you're going from year 11 to sixth form, that is a transition. And you're already preparing them for that as teachers. You're already talking to them about when you're in sixth form, it's going to be like this, or you'll have to be more proactive, or you'll have to be ahead of the game. So we're doing this all the time when we're working with students. We're preparing them for their future. We're helping them to be resilient. We're helping them to manage new situations. So number 10 is all about that, managing that new situation and preparing for it. With these learning outcomes, you can now map some of these learning outcomes to your lessons. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've tried to keep it as short as possible, but there's a lot to get through. This is why I've shortened them to 10 points instead of 17.